Rich Little has made more appearances on our show than just about any other guest, and I sure hope he keeps coming because we love the guy. With Rich Little, you get every celebrity on earth for just one paycheck. He has entertained millions of people for decades on TV and concert and in Las Vegas. Would you please welcome back the man of 1,000 voices, Rich Little?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rich,
thank you.
This is probably the smallest crowd of thousands you've ever played to.
I've worked to crowds this size before. At the Tropicana, yeah.
Well, the good thing is you got me and Keith.
Well, it's good to be back on your show. I got a lot of comments the last time I was on. It was amazing, the people that watch the show and come up to me and say how much they enjoy it.
Well, we enjoy having you here. When you were here the last time, you broke us up with an impression of our current president, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I know you remember doing that. He does not remember that you did that, but if you would like to just share with us, because, I mean, now he's been in office for a full year.
Well, I've been working on the impression, and he's written me a lot of great material. I mean, it goes over extremely well. Even some of the liberals are laughing. They don't understand it, but they're laughing. You know? Would you like me to do it again?
Well, of course I would.
All right. All right.
Okay.
Joe Biden.
All right.
Is my mask on? Hey, man. Hey, man. You chumps out there. My name is, Joe Biden. Now, about my health, don't believe everything you hear. I am in good health. Ask my doctor, Dr. Kevorkian. Another thing, President Harris and I are working hard for you to make this country great. We are doing the work of 3 people, Larry, Curly, and Moe. All right, we're now going to have a press conference. Boy, that Relaxium sure do works, doesn't it?
I love it.
All right, I'll take your questions.
Oh, Rich, you know, the only thing that disappoints me is I wish we had the full audience here because they'd be laughing as hard as Keith and me.
Oh.
That was awesome.
Well, as I say, it's getting a good reaction because there's so much with Joe Biden. I mean, there's so many things you can make fun of, you know? And when things go well for somebody, you know, it's fine. But with Biden and, say, with Nixon, a lot of great material because, you know, things weren't going well, and that's when it becomes funny.
But you have been an equal opportunity, I guess, impressionist going after Democrats, Republicans.
Yeah.
It's never been that you've only picked out certain people like some
I wish
of
I
these
could get you down.
Oh, no, don't do that.
I'm dying to hear
You know
that.
something? I like the beard, though. I
Do you?
really like the beard.
I think I may just
you look
keep it.
very distinguished with the beard. And if you don't mind me saying,
Yes?
you look a little like the captain of the Titanic.
Well, I hope I don't have the same fate he does.
Yes, before it went down.
Yeah.
But his name was Edward John Smith. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
And he was the first impression I ever did, the captain of the Titanic.
No kidding.
And I can still do it after all these years.
I want to see it.
All right, the captain of the Titanic. Attention! Attention! This is your captain speaking. There is no call for alarm. Do not panic. We're just stopping for ice. What do you think?
I love it.
Was that him?
That is absolutely him.
Yeah.
Now, one of your favorite people who loved you, President Reagan.
Well, President Reagan was great because he had such a great sense of humor. And I'm every time I would go to the White House, I'd have to tell him a joke, you know. He loved jokes, and if they were corny, he even liked them better, you know. But he had a great sense of humor, and it was like talking to a lovable grandfather. You know, you never thought of him as a president. He was just a great older man and just charming and funny and very, very nice man.
So if I asked President Reagan,
yes,
with all the unrest in the Middle East, would you be willing to send jets to Israel?
No, absolutely not. What the heck would they do with a bunch of football players? No, I think the Jets should stay in New York and play hockey. What a dumb question that was.
Well, I've got one for President Nixon, if you don't mind. President Nixon, there is plenty of oil in Alaska. So why don't we drill for that?
Very simple. Because all the dipsticks are in Washington. You know the old saying, Governor, you can lead a politician to Congress, but you can't make him think.
Did Nixon like your impressions of him?
I'm having a jowl movement.
You're killing me.
I once did Nixon in front of him, and this is true. This was years ago, and I first came down from Canada to the U.S., right? And I was invited to a garden party in San Clemente, and I ended up doing Nixon in front of him. He didn't know who I was doing. He really didn't, you know. I'm doing this whole routine, and he turned to his wife, Pat, and said, "Why is this young man speaking in this strange voice?" But I thought I did him quite well that afternoon because when I left the party, Pat went with me.
Oh, wait, yep. Sure sign.
Not true.
President from my home state, President Clinton, let me pose a question to President Clinton. Mr. President, what are you going to do for the little man in America?
Very simple. Get him a little woman. Women are like elephants to me. I like to look at them, but I wouldn't want to own one.
Ooh.
And President Bush, George H.W. Bush.
Okay, gotcha. Good. What's the question?
Well, President Bush, do you think that the war on poverty is finally over?
Yes, and the poor lost. Those poor suckers never had a chance. They should have quit when they were ahead, and they didn't. And we knew this. And when we showed up to see them, they weren't there, and we weren't there either. And we made a pact the next time we're not going to go at all. And we didn't.
Rich, there's no one we love having more than having you here. And to follow Rich on social media, to get copies of his hilarious CDs and DVDs, plus his autobiography, just go to Huckabee.tv. We have direct links to all of the information and let you connect with Rich Little.